Sure. Well, our clients are mostly in CySEC, so we are not going to worry about them because they are going to be covering the regulatory framework. Okay. We will see and expecting to see a lot of flow from Estonia and Lithuania, and we already started receiving the queries about going through the regulatory framework. The good thing about MiCA is that it should not be transposed into national legislation, so it will be applicable to everybody automatically. So this is changing because all the other regulations, if it has to be transposed, and they give you a period to be transposed. So the directives of CySEC, they are already there. They already provide the governance. They already provide all the ground basis of what MiCA is including and the safeguarding of funds. And anyway, they have the expertise and the appropriate supervision, I say, to regulate that because they are heavily involved in supervising forex entities, the SIFs.
Let me expand a little bit coming in. How your clients sort of try to adjust not only to the regulatory affectations, but some of the operational execution requirements from not only being sort of an FX or broker in the traditional space, but perhaps have some clients that have exposure to cryptocurrency. How do they adapt? What advice do you offer?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and I think many people here are waiting to have answers on that, especially after MiCA came up last week. But before that, I want to stress something that is going to be talked about in the next panel about SVG, where we have seen the unregulated environments exceeding the unregulated just corporate structures. So everyone is going through regulations. So
by SVG you mean St. Vincent?
St. Vincent, yeah. So we have worked the last 3-4 months diverting clients from St. Vincent to the different other places, like St. Lucia's, like the Marshall Islands, etc. That's one thing where we are seeing the forex brokerage being heavily regulated, which is not bad because we want compliance in order to provide more brand awareness to the different groups that are out there. Now, in terms of the crypto, we have a lot of flow of the crypto, mostly because of the sanctions of the Russia, and this is true. And also trying the cryptos to exit the winter on the cryptos. Now, with the MiCA, which is a very interesting path.
Which we'll have a whole section about.
Of course, yeah. CySEC, in my view, is achieving something over it can achieve. Of course, down to them, right? To regulate the CASPs under their framework, while the rest of the Euro, except for Malta, are registering until today under the financial intelligence units, where with the MiCA they will be required to be transferred and reapplied somehow to the local regulators. So it is very interesting, and I'm sure that's interesting. Well, the regulated entities require the group to follow the regulated policies and procedures. Now, if this is happening, it's another story. For example, I have a group where I have a CySEC regulated, I have a Seychelles regulated entity, and maybe you have an entity which is unregulated. Essentially, you are obliged, part of the CySEC entity, to make sure that the other subsidiaries of the sister companies of the group are following the rules, because are your clients, or you create a business risks, group risks, that you have to manage them. So this is part of your ICARAs that you have to do, and it's part of the regulation that you have to manage your groups. And then it's an obligation also of the compliance officer to train the other compliance officers in the group. There is an obligation. And if you want to be a reputable group, which I have a couple of clients, but they want to be reputable, they try to comply with the requirements, even if they have a non-strict regulation like a European one, but they want to do it, which makes sense because they want to proud themselves of,
Absolutely.